On the drive back today, I found, I think it was A-list pop playlist on Apple Music, and I turned that on and just listened to a bunch of songs on the way home. I noticed an interesting trend on a lot of the songs in there, that I was hearing a lot less of the ultra compressed, ultra sampled drums, and I was hearing a lot more natural sounding drums. Later in the video, I'm going to show you exactly how to recreate this within Logic, just using what's built into Logic. It's surprisingly easy and really makes a difference in your tracks. So if you want your drums to feel alive, human, and punchy while still clean and modern, stick around. I'll break down the exact steps in Logic and show you how to get that trending pop drum sound step by step. So almost every morning I drop the kids off at daycare, and while that's one of my favorite things to do, probably second to picking them up from daycare when they get a run at you and you snuggle them and they're still at that age where, you know, they're really excited to see you at the end of the day, which I absolutely love. So one of the things I like to do though on the drive home is to go and listen to what is going on in modern music right now. Since I do a lot of pop music and work with a lot of pop artists, I try to keep up on the trends, the things that are moving along, to kind of understand, okay, what's out there? What are some of the things that people are trying? Not really like I want to duplicate that or anything, but it's just more fodder in the brain to kind of hear how other people do stuff, and you can kind of cherry pick on, oh, that's a good idea. Maybe I could use that in some future production with somebody else type of thing. So on the drive back today, I found, I think it was A-list pop playlist on Apple Music, and I turned that on and just listened to a bunch of songs on the way home, and I noticed an interesting trend on a lot of the songs in there, that I was hearing a lot less of the ultra compressed, ultra sampled drums, and I was hearing a lot more natural sounding drums. For instance, I was listening to some Teddy Swims stuff, obviously all of the Taylor Swift stuff that has come out recently, Opalite, all of those songs that she did with Jack Antonoff, they sound fantastic. They're just very natural sounding. They're bright sounding. There's a lot of live recorded instruments in there. There's shakers, tambourines, all that kind of stuff. And you hear that kind of live feel, and it makes the sound in the mixes bright and open, which is great. And another one I heard was Sabrina Carpenter's Man-Child. That's one that stuck out to me too, because the other thing is, like, with a lot of these songs, you're hearing kind of a disco feel, and I think a lot of that is driven by the hi-hat. So if you go back and listen to that song, you'll hear kind of the hi-hat. I think it's like 16 notes kind of driving the song, and in that, it is a live hi-hat, at least as far as I can tell, because it doesn't sound like typical samples. And there's some great hi-hat samples out there, but just a live recorded hi-hat, there's something so great about it, and just a human playing the drum, I think that really kind of adds momentum and movement to a song that you don't get with samples. And it adds a lot of life to the songs, and that's kind of what I've been hearing in a lot of those songs that I listened to on the road today. And so I wanted to give a couple of insights into that. So what I was hearing was a lot of live drums recorded in a studio, and what a lot of these big artists do is they'll have a drummer come in, a session drummer, or if they're a band, they'll have their drummer play the song, play along with the song, and then in post what they'll do is they'll add back in certain samples, like a kick sample or a snare sample, to kind of add big body to these instruments and to make them bigger in the mix and to kind of fit the sound and the theme that they're going for. But things like the hi-hat, they won't swap that out, obviously, because they want that real human groove in there. And so that's something that I've noticed, is just these new productions with all of these great drums, and I love it. And there's not a ton of reverb on these songs either. You know, you're getting kind of that room sound with the clean kick and snare samples, just tight, organic drums. And you're hearing little imperfections in there, a little swing. Suddenly the drums feel alive without dominating the mix. What's really fascinating about this is it just sounds live. It's about letting the groove breathe. Those hi-hats in particular carry so much of that disco-inspired movement, and layering in the real feel of the samples gives the mix that precision and humanity that keeps pop music feeling fresh. Here's the cool part though. You don't need a live drummer to do this. You can do this very simply in Logic just by using the Logic built-in studio drums. like I said, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you kind of how to do that in Logic with some simple Logic stuff. You got a drum kit, and obviously how the pros do it is they're using a real live drum kit. They're having a drummer play, and then they're kind of taking it into post and mixing it and everything and adding samples then, and from a production standpoint, deciding what they want to do. And so here's an example. I'm using a built-in Logic drum kit, something everybody can use here. In this case, I'm using a 4-on-the-floor drum kit. Let me pull that up here. This is the guy I'm using right here. I think I swapped out the kick drum, to the Easy Bay kick, which is totally cool. Again, whatever you like. I'm just trying to get a simple pattern here, and this is kind of what it sounds like. So I pulled out the different kick and snare, so then you can send them to different routing. And so let's just hear these two guys right here. So that's kind of them, right? And so what it sounds like without the samples in here, if I mute all those, let me unmute the hi-hats. So this is kind of what the kit would sound like. So it's got that dry feel. I'm sending it all to an FX room. And then when you add in the samples, what it does is it just thickens up that drum set here. So that's with the kick on. It's with it off. Let's bring it up a little bit. And then we can do the same thing with the snare. So off. Bring it up. And it just, again, it adds so much when you add those layers in, but you're still getting that really dry, crispy drum set sound that you're hearing in a lot of these pop songs, which I absolutely love. And as far as processing goes, there's not a lot I'm doing. I'm cheating a little bit. I have an SSL channel strip on the kick, but I do have a gate as well, too, to kind of gate it down a little bit. The snare I'm not really doing anything to, and then the samples I'm kind of leaving those in dry. It's really all about kind of the processing piece, about kind of grouping them together and everything. But again, that's kind of what you do. So here we'll do another before and after. You just add some samples in there. But the key is to get the really dry drum sound first. And then you add it back in. And there you go.